Billy wanted love, not healthy, peaceful love, not emotionally mature love. He wanted the kind of love that replied within 47 seconds, with exactly 3 heart emojis, and enough enthusiasm to convince him his childhood wounds had finally been fixed. So Billy chased. He texted first, then second, then sent the classic, "Just making sure my last message went through." It had, unfortunately. Billy believed something millions of people secretly believe. If he just tried harder, if he just optimized everything, eventually someone would choose him. Instead, people kept leaving. Some lost interest. Some wanted space. One said, "You're amazing, just not for me," which Billy eventually learned is human language for "please stop making playlists about us after the second date." After enough disappointment, Billy reached a shocking conclusion. Clearly, he wasn't chasing hard enough, which was exactly the opposite of the truth. Chapter 1. Billy's Full-Time Job. Love had quietly become Billy's occupation. Every notification changed his mood.
No, Kevin.
Every compliment raised his confidence. Every ignored message destroyed it again. His emotional stability had outsourced itself to strangers with profile pictures holding dogs. Billy wasn't looking for love anymore. He was looking for proof that he was enough. And those are 2 very different jobs. Chapter 2. The Exhaustion Incident. Billy became an expert at becoming whoever people wanted. Funny, mysterious, confident, available, but not too available, interested, but somehow emotionally distant. Dating advice had become less about meeting people and more about performing emotional algebra. It was exhausting because pretending to be someone attractive requires hiding the person who's actually tired. Eventually, Billy did something unusual. He stopped. No dramatic announcement. No deleting every dating app while listening to sad piano music. He simply stopped chasing. Chapter 3. The Very Boring Month. At first, nothing happened. No magical soulmate appeared. No movie soundtrack started playing. Billy mostly went grocery shopping. Then eventually started to read books. Tried different kinds of exercising. Cooked meals that contained actual vegetables. His first attempt nearly started a kitchen fire. Progress isn't always elegant. Little by little, something surprising happened. His days became interesting, even when nobody texted him. That feeling was completely unfamiliar. For the first time in years, his happiness stopped asking other people for permission. Chapter 4. The Psychology of Not Chasing. Psychologists call this emotional independence. It doesn't mean you stop wanting love. It means love stops becoming your identity. Billy slowly realized something. Loneliness wasn't always the absence of another person. Sometimes it's the absence of a good relationship with yourself. Billy had spent years trying to avoid being alone, without ever learning how to enjoy his own company. Turns out, he was actually pretty decent company. Occasionally dramatic, but decent. Chapter 5. Everyone thought Billy was broken. Something interesting happened. The happier Billy became on his own, the more other people worried about him. Nobody meant any harm. They simply couldn't imagine someone genuinely enjoying life without a relationship. For a while, Billy wondered if they were right. Maybe he was missing something. Maybe being content alone meant he'd secretly given up. Maybe happiness without romance wasn't real happiness.
Ah.
Then he noticed something ironic. Many of the people worrying about Billy weren't actually happy themselves. Some were terrified of being alone. Some stayed in relationships that made them miserable. Some had forgotten who they were long before Billy ever questioned who he was. Billy realized something uncomfortable. People often judge your life through the lens of their own fears. If someone believes being single is failure, your peace will confuse them, not because it's wrong, because it challenges what they believe. For the first time, Billy stopped measuring his life by other people's timelines and started measuring it by his own peace. Chapter 6. When Love Stops Being a Rescue Mission. Old Billy would have accepted mixed signals, inconsistent effort, half-hearted affection, because something always felt better than nothing. New Billy had developed an unfamiliar superpower. Standards? Apparently, yes. People who stop chasing love don't stop believing in love. They simply stop negotiating with disrespect. Chapter 7. The Paradox. The funny thing about emotional fulfillment is that it makes relationships better. Not because people suddenly become more attractive, although confidence certainly doesn't hurt, but because desperation disappears. Billy no longer needed someone to complete him. He wanted someone to share an already meaningful life with. That's the difference between attachment and connection. One says, "Please save me." The other says, "Come walk beside me." Chapter 8. The Thing Billy Finally Understood. Months later, Billy noticed something. He still wanted love. He still hoped to meet someone wonderful. But the frantic chasing was gone. The constant need for validation, gone. The fear of being alone, much quieter. Because Billy finally understood something. Love isn't a reward for chasing people. It's often a consequence of finally stopping the chase long enough to become someone who no longer needs to. Old Billy would have dropped everything, analyzed punctuation, asked 4 friends what the message really meant. New Billy understood something far more valuable. Love isn't supposed to rescue your life. It's supposed to join one that's already being lived. Because the healthiest relationships aren't built by 2 people desperately trying to fill each other's emptiness. They're built by 2 whole people who simply enjoy walking the same road.